Hello, welcome to the podcast. We are on episode 15 right now. That's pretty good. Staying consistent with it. We got a couple things to say before the episode. If you'd like to support it, you can do so by the usual ways. Spread the word via your friends, family, coworkers, the like. You could drop a rating. You could share it. Or support some of our sponsors here, which is Madera Outdoor. You can get all of your outdoor gear, including hammocks, tents, watches, a bunch of other stuff. Also, I'd like to mention Morse Block Deli. They're not a technical sponsor, as in we don't get anything for like advertising them, but I wanted to see them do really well because they're an awesome place. They're an awesome establishment. They're run by really good people. They have really good food. They are a deli. They are a sandwich shop. They're a place that has really good food. And if you're in Barrie, Vermont, or if you're in Montpelier, you're near Barrie, take a trip over, see what it's all about. Get something on their special menu or their usuals. Get the Granite City sandwich. If you don't know what to get the Granite City sandwich. And if you're a vegetarian, get the veggie shawarma. That's my advice for you. And with that, here is the episode. Yo, welcome to another episode. We have some things to cover today, such as this weekend was the 20th annual Freezing Fun for Families softball tournament. Happens at Barrytown School, right in central Vermont. I've been a part of it for the past 4 years. I'm saying 4 years, and I didn't do like the full math. I've been at it for a while. We started doing it after our good friend Derek Sheridan, when he passed away back in 2015. We started up, and that's what our team is dedicated to. And a bunch of friends all make up the team who are good friends with Derek, and we pay for half of it, and then his mom pays for the other half for us to have the slot on the team. It's a big money raiser for they end up picking several families each year in order to like donate the money to those people and like make a bigger difference. And I didn't know this until this year. The past 20 years, they've raised $400,000 for families.
Dang.
Yeah. That's a lot. That's good.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure everything there goes to it, like the food vendor, all that money that you spend at the food, all the money that the team pitches in. There's a home run derby that I didn't know about. That was going on Saturday.
Friday, Saturday. Does it go to Sunday?
Yep, it goes into Sunday. They got the Guinness World Record for the most. Man, I want to look it up, but I'm not going to right now. I want to know like how many teams that was.
Yeah,
because it was the most amount of teams playing softball at like one time. I think that's like what the record was technically. I wasn't there for that year. That was like early on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe they've been doing it for 20 years though. That seems like a long time.
Yeah.
I'm 24. Dang, dude. I was 4 years old when they started this. I only found out about it in high school.
I'm 20, so they've been doing it my whole life.
Wow. 1998?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's straight.
Yeah, we're born in the 1900s. That's such a weird feeling, like being in the 2000s now. 2020. We're in 2020.
Almost.
Well, yeah. I just mean like generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the way that I look at that is if you picture somebody born in 1808 and then they make it to 2000, not 1808, like 1890.
Yeah.
That's closer to...
That's like you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like in the 90s.
Making it to 2100.
Yeah, exactly. 2100.
Which I believe could totally be possible.
Yeah, I'm slightly out of date. I'm an older model, but I don't mind that. I like the working parts that I have. I think the too many, I mean, this happens just because people get older and the world changes as you get older, but you end up just reminiscing about your old years. And I think that that's healthy, and I think it's good to appreciate like you growing up, but I think it should stop when you start like putting down the current generation for what they experience, because you don't even have a thumb on it, because you can't you don't
Yeah.
you don't
You're not
understand
there.
it. Yeah, you're not there in
Yeah.
their like age frame. Not only that, but you don't even have nearly a thumb on what it'll turn into.
Yeah, at all.
And in every generation, kids are fucked, or kids make it and they're doing well, like as adults.
Yeah.
So
There's always that line in every
Yeah.
generation.
So it's good to reminisce, but you shouldn't criticize or think that you're like better than everybody because you're of a particular generation, whatever that generation is.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of validity in every generation.
Dude, people say that this generation is the 70s with cell phones.
70s with cell phones.
That's
Wow.
what I hear. Yeah.
Yeah, technology is out of control. Technology
It's
is this huge
wild.
snowball that has been pushed down the hill,
Yep.
and now it's the size of like Mount Everest,
Yep.
and it's getting bigger. Back to the freezing fun though.
Mm.
We ended up playing Friday night. Yeah, I didn't. Okay, so Thursday night, I find out that it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, and I knew that it was coming up, but I didn't know that February was over. And then on Thursday night, I was like, oh no, it's this weekend. Friday, during work, find out that it is this weekend, but it's also starting at 7 that night. So
Shoot me a text.
yeah, I literally had to ask you last minute because I thought it was, well, before Thursday, I thought it was the weekend after. And then on Friday, I was like, well, I kind of need a ride. So you were willing to give me a ride, which was good. We ended up.
I did last year
Yep.
with my friend.
Yeah, you guys hung out for a little bit longer there
Yeah,
last year.
Yeah.
Because this
The whole-
year you didn't bring a coat.
I didn't have boots. Didn't.
Yeah, you went
Didn't
to
have
a
anything.
freezing fun tournament.
Yeah.
In just a sweatshirt. But
I stayed for a while though.
yeah, you stayed for a little bit. And it took a while for the game to actually start.
Yeah.
We were up in one of the further fields, and that snow was deep.
Dude.
Not only was it deep, but it wasn't wet snow. It was like super dry, like sandy snow. Like
Mhm.
every time you stepped in it, it would like push apart, like push to the left or the right, and it literally
Oh,
felt
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're running in
I know.
sand.
I could see people. Or I couldn't see people because they fell.
Yeah, Bryce dove to first. Well, he like fell / dove.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, and Birgit got the best like series of pictures
Really?
I've ever seen. Yeah, because do you know about this? It's called Live Photos.
Oh no.
It's on iPhone.
Oh yeah,
Live Photo.
Yeah, they
so you
move.
like hold it down,
yeah.
and it takes a bunch of photos. Basically, like a burst, the equivalent of a
Basically,
burst
yeah.
on a GoPro.
Yeah. If you upload it onto a computer, it's a video.
Oh, what?
Yep.
That's weird.
Like it will give you the file that is the photo, and then a video of the
Oh, wow.
complete.
That's cool. That's kind of a cool feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she got him all the way, like standing upright to the full dive, and like the face full of snow. Yeah.
That's funny.
It was knee deep on a lot of the girls.
Yeah, dude. They couldn't run.
4'9", knee deep. Yeah, literally. And then you didn't even. So we ended up playing the first night, and we did really well. We were up 2 until the last inning, or the second to last inning. And the way that the rules work, kind of, well, not kind of. This is how they do work. You pitch to your own team, and if you get a foul, it's an out. If you swing and miss, it's an out. So you basically have to hit it and get on a base your first swing. It's to keep the game moving because there is so many teams.
Yeah, you get one.
Yeah, and there's 6 innings. So we were up for a while until the 5th. And we're the underdogs every year. Our uniforms is just disheveled ragtag, Carhartt, like overalls, big boots,
Yeah.
random hats. Everybody just not looking.
Everybody had a beard.
Yeah, everybody had a beard. Like we're all drinking. I actually normally this is the one time a year that I do let loose and drink. But it came up so last minute that didn't have any time to like get anything, which was fine. I ended up only drinking one. It was like it was the first time I'd ever had a hard cider, or not a hard cider, a hard seltzer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, And I gotta say that it kind of gave me a stomach ache.
Yep.
I didn't like it. It's too sugary.
Yeah, no, I don't like those.
No. But
Sugary.
so we're all hanging out, and it's not every day you get to drink at your old middle school. Like I went
With friends.
yeah,
and
with friends that you went to middle school with, pointing at like, yeah, I remember football right there, and you remember swinging on the swings and jumping off. And Chandler, he was able to hang out for a little bit Saturday before his game.
Yeah.
He was there at like noon, and his games didn't start till like 2. And
Wow.
it's a big event because people tailgate.
Burgers,
fries. You got a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah, a lot
like,
goes on that.
yeah, it's a big event. Home Run Derby is during that time. It's like noon to 2. Our buddy Tarek flies up from North Carolina or South Carolina somewhere. Yeah, every year. And he does really well. He's definitely one of our star players.
He was the first
First batter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And out in the outfield.
Everybody hopes, like, I think everybody on the team just hopes that somebody has it covered. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I really hope that because I was never into sports, like organized sports. And so, like, yeah, I can run fast. Yeah, I can hit the ball. But when it comes to organizing everything or standing in the right spot, not to mention, I don't have a glove. I don't have a softball glove.
Yeah.
So, for most of the game, I didn't have one, and then I was borrowing one for the rest. And then I had one for the second game. Actually, no, I didn't. The entire second game. This is how the second game went. We lost the first one, like I said. And the second one, that meant that we played at 11 the next day.
Yeah.
So we all show up. It's at the furthest field possible. Field 5. We had not only that, but we were parked in a position that made us try to go this one path, and this path ended, and then it was like this makeshift path on that sandy snow where we ended up having to trek. And honestly, to me, it wasn't a big deal, but everybody else was complaining. And then but when we got to the field, right past it, you know where like the picnic tables are and like the
Shelter.
Yeah, the shelter.
Yeah.
There's a trail right there.
Yeah.
So you could walk past like the food vendor all the way up instead of we walked like field 4 all the way over. Yeah.
People had sneakers too at night.
Yep. Yeah, they had sneakers the next day too. Mom put mine in front of a space heater in order to make sure that they were
good.
Yeah. Blasted them for an hour.
I like moms. They do good things.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's for sure. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had this is a good segue. I wanted to kind of, because I talked pretty in depth last week about like Pokemon cards and how I refound the love of collecting them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I mean, I can't deny that it's a childish thing, but I also can't deny that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I choose to just F the first part and
go with it.
Yeah, just go with it. So I just wanted to kind of detail what I've been thinking about as far as collecting this past week. There is very, very expensive cards. First edition Pokemon cards, a box goes for, well, I can't really say accurately with like the base set, but a base set, meaning the first time that they came out in like 1999, holographic, perfect condition Charizard is a $28,000 card.
Wow.
$28,000 at auction. So if anybody wanted to buy, for one card. So I'm not into, and my point with saying that is that I'm not really, that's a cool card and it's very nostalgic. I remember playing with that exact card.
Yeah, yeah.
But of course I don't have the money to start investing in like collecting like that. So there's all sorts of different things that you could do. I chose to pick a couple Pokemon that they just hold a lot of meaning to me throughout playing the game as a kid.
Reminiscent.
Yeah, reminiscent, exactly. And I chose to collect cards of those Pokemon, and there's like 100 sets of cards, and each set has like, let's just say like 90 unique cards in that set.
Of that.
No, not of that specific Pokemon, but of all different Pokemon.
Okay.
So Ninetales is this basically a fire wolf with like 9 tails. And there's a bunch of lore and history on it. And that's a Pokemon that I always liked because it's dog-like. It doesn't, when you think of Pokemon, and if you saw this, you might not even think it was because it doesn't look like outlandish.
Yeah.
So that was one of and this is just an example, but that's one of the Pokemon that I choose to collect. And there's probably 40 plus versions of that card. Some more expensive than others. But
so you have pages one day of just
that. Yes, of the different art. Not only that,
the art.
Yeah, the art. So that's what I wanted to touch on right now too. Yes, it can be childish because it's a trading card game. Like it's a game.
Yeah.
But the people who illustrate these and the people who design Pokemon are Japanese. That may not mean very much to a lot of people, but for me, I've always been drawn to Japanese art, just Japanese ways of doing things.
Yeah.
I'm
Even
not
with
like
tattoos, Japanese tattoos.
Yeah, and I'm not fluent and I'm not like a historian on Japanese, but I feel drawn towards that region of the world, and their artists and everything are just like ages above the rest. And I'm telling you what.
Ooh, that book. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, that guy he's South Korean.
Oh.
But it's the
art.
Yeah, exactly.
Similar.
And that's a big reason why like I collect and like want to collect that type of stuff. Not to mention there are cards that come out nowadays that you can't even believe that it's a Pokemon card until you turn it over and you see that it says it's the exact same like Pokemon like logo.
Oh yeah.
They look so amazing. They're called full art cards. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, just type in Pokemon full art card and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. The art isn't just contained to the box at the top with all the information. It takes up the entire card. Plus like there's writing over it, and of course anybody who doesn't like that stuff, you're not going to get it really, but for me, it's just a lot of nostalgia and they look badass.
They do. Eye candy.
Yep, eye candy. But yeah, basically eye candy. And opening a pack of Pokemon cards is like a treasure hunt.
Yeah, when you don't know anything.
You don't know what's in there. And that's kind of the draw, you know. But Mom, the reason why I brought it up was because Mom, she like comes home yesterday, with a pack of Pokemon cards for me. And it was because, well, not just because, but they had a pin in it, and our mom collects pins. Yeah. So you got me collecting Pokemon cards, Mom collecting pins, and she finds something that has a pin and Pokemon cards in it, and so she buys it and makes me give her the pin.
What was the pin? What?
Kangaskong.
So Mom has a Kangaskong.
Yeah. It's a nice pin too.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice. In fact, there's some of the Pokemon that I choose to collect, Mew and Mewtwo from the older generations. It gives me like, dude, these Pokemon were experimented on by like mad scientists, they're very unique Pokemon. They're considered legendaries, and like the whole story behind them is just intense. And so it's cool for me to collect those cards as well. Well, there's box sets with Mew and Mewtwo pins. I want them so bad. They're not expensive either.
Yeah,
they're like $12, and you get like 2 or 3 packs of cards and the pin itself. Which I'd pay. You've seen me pay money for pins. I love pins.
Yeah. Bargain.
Yeah, pins are so nice.
Mom
like collects so many. She has so many pins.
Yeah, she has like, what would you call that? Like like a collage of them.
Yeah, a collage of them.
Yeah.
She has like a homemade pin board.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a board. It's
fabric.
Yeah, it's a fabric. But she like pins it to the wall or whatever, and then she can pin everything to that. And she's got a lot by now. She has like hundreds of pins. Yeah. And you know what's cool about her collection too? She doesn't care if they're expensive or not. Not just that. She's not like after it for the value, but she doesn't even care if it's like a 17-cent pin that just says, I don't know.
She doesn't care if it's Pokemon, dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's just cool to her.
Yeah.
Like whatever looks cool to her is exactly what she wants. She's got some cool ones, man.
I've seen them, yeah.
Some of my favorite
We've
are like...
We've gotten some for her.
Yeah, we have.
Cool.
Definitely.
When we're going to like... Did we get one on our way to the festival?
You know what? I don't think we got one for her at the festival. Yeah. It's something
not
we
at it, but
done.
Remember we went to that treasure place?
Yeah, but we didn't find anything. No, we just found that cast iron owl, which is amazing.
It's actually sweet.
Yeah, paperweight.
Yep.
It's the first time I've actually seen a paperweight that I was like, this would actually work as a paperweight. I mean, I guess that's not true. Like those glass ones are pretty heavy too. Yeah. But the difference from glass to cast iron, that cast iron, your paper ain't going
Heavy.
anywhere.
No.
Yeah, collecting things it probably ties all the way back to probably like seashells and
Oh yeah.
yeah, or like gnarled wood. Japanese used to collect river rocks, and they would have rock gardens.
Sweet.
So you would like walk through, and it would be like sculpture gardens, but with like these huge rocks. Something unique about Japanese versus Chinese aesthetic, and this is like I said before, I'm not a historian. This is just something I remember seeing on a documentary. The Chinese rock gardens would be full of these like super pitted and like craggy, not perfectly shaped, not symmetrical at all. These large, just marred rocks, but they find such beauty in that, and they see the beauty in like it being weathered and over a bunch of time.
Yeah, I do too. I like that.
Yeah, but the Japanese, they would take the things like the really smooth, like the smoothest that they could find, or the roundest that they could find, trying to find like that perfect.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it kind of ties back to like the samurai way.
Mm.
You have to be precise. Yeah.
Yep.
If you're like coming down, if you're one-on-oneing somebody and you have sword and they have a sword, there isn't time for that craggy, like pitted exterior or mentality. You have to be smooth, very deliberate, very rounded, very much. So I think that
I like that.
it possibly comes back to a lot of that.
Efficiency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so collecting things has probably been around as long as we have. Just finding cool things.
I bet.
It's probably like a scarcity mentality too for when we were like an older generation of like humans. You were just like, you're probably collecting food.
Yeah.
yeah, squirrels. Squirrels
or
collect food.
Kids probably did it for like a distraction.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. There's a bunch of these ancient I'll call them like dice, but they haven't been there's never been anything proven what these things are.
Yeah.
They think it was like a kid's game, but they're these like dodecahedron shaped dice basically, but they're hollow on the inside, and they come from like the Roman era.
Dodecahedron.
Yeah, it's a shape. I don't know how to describe what the shape would look like. It's like flat on the top, and then comes like a soccer ball. You know how a soccer ball has like, it's not the exact shape of a soccer ball. Soccer ball has more sides than a dodecahedron does. I think a dodecahedron has like 20 sides.
A 20. So
yeah. So a 20-sided dice.
Yeah.
A D20 is a dodecahedron.
D20.
Yeah. I believe that's right. I
Yeah.
believe that a D20 is a dodecahedron. Yeah, the food at the Freezing Fun for Families, it wasn't bad, but it was actually like good food. But like Chandler said to us, like to me on Saturday, as soon as you get it, you have to like push it down your throat or it gets cold.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And you're eating with gloves because your fingers are cold.
Yeah. Yeah, thank God for that fire.
Yeah, I
That
know.
fire pit.
Yeah.
That was real nice.
Yeah, they had a couple this year. Like,
Yeah, like one at the main entrance,
Yeah.
one halfway. The second day though, Saturday, it was hot.
wow.
It was like
really.
32 degrees.
That is actually hot, dude.
It was like, yeah.
That's pretty crazy to say.
It is crazy to say. It was hot. I took my jacket off. I had to wear my sweatshirt during the game.
Dude, I remember every time because I work, I go in when it's dark. So when I come out, it's like the day. That's my first hit of the day. I had my jacket on. It didn't even have it on for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes that temperature rises just a little bit. It's the same thing with the South when you're used to the hot. And then it gets like even, I don't know, like 40 degrees is really cold. If you're in Cali listening to this and you hear 40 degrees, you don't want to hear 40 degrees.
My cousins live over there. When they come here, dude, they're wearing coats in the summer.
Wow. I just heard this dad joke via a meme, and it said, it's like, Dad, I'm cold. And the dad says, go to the corner. It's 90 degrees.
Oh my God.
It's so funny on so many different levels.
Yeah.
Like, stop complaining. Like, go to the corner. It's 90 degrees. I gave myself a punishment when I was younger, as weird as that sounds, because my mom used to tell me that the kids kneeled on rice.
Oh, yeah.
So I just didn't understand it. So I knelt on rice. And you can bet your ass that I got right up.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, kneeling on rice, having all of your weight on your knees on this on these grains of rice.
Worse than Lego.
That sucks if your parents made you do that. That sucks.
Oh yeah, I bet. Or in any situation.
Yeah. I don't think we were I was punished as in grounded and stuff, but I wasn't harshly punished.
I think that goes for America. I mean, I don't know, but mild
punishment. Yeah. That's probably why we're all spoiled rotten brats.
Yeah, dude.
Probably.
Oh man.
I'm not for hitting kids at all. I don't think it works.
No, me, yeah.
But I don't know what would work.
Well, that's the thing. They don't either. Yeah, parents are just for us.
Yeah, you don't get a manual when you deliver the kid. Here, this is
a tag on it.
Yeah, don't wash with pinks or with reds.
Yeah,
don't wash with reds. Oh man. We just came back from, not just barely, we've been recording for a little bit, but before that we came back from breakfast at Morse Block Deli.
Morse Block.
They have an amazing sundae. This sounds like an advertisement, but they really don't pay us. They don't give us any deals. It's seriously just because we love the place and we want them to do well. We went, they do a Sunday brunch every Sunday, of course. And we got banana bread French toast with pecans and butter, maple syrup on top. You got bacon. I got sausage.
Yeah.
I get the sausage because they only have it for Sunday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So throughout the week, I can't really indulge in that. They have such good food though. Honestly.
Good. Yeah, I like it. Breakfast foods.
Yep.
Hit the spot.
I think the banana bread French toast was definitely good, but I think I should have gone for the other. I should have gone for the breakfast plate with the 2 eggs, the toast, the meat on the side as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been just as good. I think it's just too much syrup.
I think it's I think we're also simple eaters.
Yeah, we
more
are.
Than anything.
Yeah, you guys might
personally
love that. I mean, I loved it. It was definitely good. I just couldn't eat it all.
By far, wicked good.
Yeah.
It's the sweets, dude.
Right. You know what it reminded me of, actually? It didn't remind me of it until just now. On the long trail, the Yellow Deli.
Oh, yeah.
It reminded me of a loaded...
deluxe.
Yeah, the deluxe banana bread.
Yeah.
Did you get that or did I?
You did. I got a deluxe...
honey bun.
Honey bun, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what we did.
Cinnamon.
Yeah. That place is really good eats.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm not sure about spending the night there. No, it's fine.
We spent 3.
Yeah, we spent 3 nights.
We came out.
Which is totally fine. I loved the way that we did it the second time. We just walked in we owned the place.
Yeah. Yeah, hiker hostels, dude. They're all around the country. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they really are. It is cool. There's multiple Yellow Delis. We want to do a lot of New Hampshire and Maine hikes.
Yeah.
Hiking,
hitchhiking.
In fact, yeah. In fact, I think the White Mountains, dude, we haven't experienced it.
Don't even know what to expect.
Exactly. I don't know exactly what to visualize. We need to plan, and I have the book.
Yeah.
So I have it's 100 hikes in the White Mountains, and I also have 100 hikes in Vermont. There's
really?
There's 100 hikes in the Adirondacks, and then there's 100 hikes in Maine. Dude.
Picture completing all those.
That would be awesome, dude. We should definitely try to do that.
Easily be a goal.
We should do. Yeah, we should, because let's say we do one. We should try to make it a huge effort to not do that one again until we do
maybe get them all. Yeah.
Yeah. 100 is it's actually 50, so it's way more achievable. It's 50 hikes in New England.
And we'll find ones that we like and do
that
return to.
Has been building up.
Yeah.
That pressure, man. I know why too. I've been eating too much this weekend.
Yeah, you feel it. Yeah.
And when this goes for, I'm pretty sure it goes for everybody, but when I eat too much, I end up farting way more. They smell way more. End up burping way more.
There's digestion, man.
Yeah, I believe there's a fine line on how much
you should take.
Well, yeah, how much should be in your gut at once?
Yeah.
I took like 2 shits yesterday.
So your body had to do like double the work.
Double time, yeah. And the first shit probably wasn't fully digested. So I probably got gypped on spending that money on whatever I ate.
Yeah. They shit out nutritional food.
Yeah, I'm shitting out dollar bills.
Dude, because of that video you told me about of those people talking while shitting in Canada.
Yeah.
I don't feel weird mentioning shitting anymore.
No, I mean, nobody should. We all do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was telling him about this video. This Canadian dude's taking this video while he's on the shitter, just to like down like towards his feet or whatever. But it's like only in Canada because he's like talking to the dude next door and he's like, "Hey, bud." He's like, "Oh, what?" And the guy at first, he's like, "This is kind of awkward." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought that, well, we're in here for a while. We might as well make a friend." And then the guy he thought about it and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
That makes sense."
Yeah, that makes sense. So that turned into like, they're like, "Can we tap shoes?" They like tap shoes. They're like, "Yeah, fist bump." Oh my God.
Yeah.
This one time, nothing like that. That's just weird, in my opinion.
There's a line.
Yeah, there's a line. And it's drawn at the bottom of that stall.
The stall, yeah.
But one time, I go it's in school. This is in high school. I walk into the bathroom, and I go to a urinal. There's somebody in, like, the last shitter, like, in the last stall.
Yeah.
I don't know who started it, but one of us started whistling. The other person would match the whistle, like tone, and I mean, it was only quick because I just took a piss and washed my hands and left.
Yeah.
But we didn't speak a single word to each other during this. So it was just like, I won't whistle because whistling in earphones is like really loud. Yeah. But just imagine like a tone and then him matching it and then him doing a tone and then me matching it. And then I left. Weeks go by. I'm at a softball game with my buddies. And I remember it. And I start laughing because I'm remembering this. And I say out loud, like, the story. And my buddy Dylan, you know Dylan.
Yeah.
He like taps me on the shoulder. He goes, "No." He's like, "That was you?" It was literally my good friend. And for the past 2+ weeks, we hadn't known who the other person was at all.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude. No communication other than just straight like a whistle battle. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was so funny. It was so random, but
yeah,
that was cool.
I love stuff like that.
Yeah, when we end up doing, messed up my cord.
You're good.
When we end up doing those 50 hikes, we should. I mean, yeah, we need to make a better plan ahead of time. Just a more detailed plan. Basically, like time frames, like hike for this long, record podcast.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's just like us learning from the winter hike where we just kind of we had everything we needed, right? We had all the gear, but upon being out there without the preparation to do exactly what we needed to do, we were just not lost, but thinking that we were doing things right when we weren't. So we have to try to address that. Like each time we do things, we have to get better, or we have to like try to get better at what we're doing.
Yeah. How did you describe it to me in Morse Block? Or compare it to?
To my beard.
Oh yeah, your beard.
Yeah. Like when I was growing my beard out, it took me a long time. Some people grow beards faster or whatever, but it took me a long time to actually get it to a length that looked okay, that looked good. And anybody who's grown out a beard kind of knows what I'm talking about. There's like this super awkward period. And that awkward period for me was like for like a year.
Dang.
Yeah. But if I didn't have
where people are telling you.
Yeah, where people are telling me to shave it, where people are like not putting me down blatantly, but definitely hurting my feelings.
Yeah, dude.
And so, but in order to get this long beard, and it's like gonna get longer, you know, it has to go through that like awkward period. And so these early episodes, starting in the winter as we have done, with the format that we eventually want to continuously and consistently produce, which is adventure hiking and adventure podcasting, we have to go through these like awkward stages. So for the people who download us each week and for the people who continue to listen, thank you so much for sticking with us. You guys are our day ones.
Yeah. Much love.
Much love. And yeah, it's just going to get better because, I mean, we're going to get better. So
I like that we're doing it too. I like that we're like posting them.
Yep.
Getting better. Posting
yeah,
them.
and even if, I mean, it's hard to like exactly phrase this correctly, but sometimes you feel like your own stuff is cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to have that. And
it's like the ego.
It is the ego.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the feeling of being judged. It's like the feeling of like not accepting yourself.
Yeah, like thinking about the people that are listening to this that we personally know.
Right.
Like that I cringe at that thought,
right, that they're like listening. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to, and I shouldn't.
Right, yeah. Nobody should. But it's so easy if you're not conscious of it, it happens so easily. Like your brain can immediately take over and just be like, "Nope, you're doing it wrong." I don't know where I got this, and I don't know, and it's definitely not to the extent that I would like it to be, but like just not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
I have a certain level of not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And there are certain things that I do give a fuck about, like a lot, and I have insecurities, and I have hang-ups. It's not like I have no baggage. It's just that I think that it honestly, like, it came with having, like, 2015, 3 people close to me passed away. It was the first year I had ever been to an actual funeral of somebody close to me.
Wow.
And it happened one after the other after the other.
Yeah.
And only one of them died of old age, and the other 2 died of the exact same, like, lung cancer, and 10 days after diagnosis. And so, me being like young in my 20s, like just starting my 20s, it hit me in the face that I didn't know how long I had left. And I've said this before on the podcast, but that's when I really I stopped giving a fuck. Like, I said I didn't when I was younger, but then when I hit that point, I was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
If I keep giving a fuck, I'm going to die giving a fuck.
Shit. Yeah.
And I don't want to die caring what other people think of me if it's hindering what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh, okay. I'm going to go, like, I guess I was already doing it to some extent. Like, I was doing my hitchhiking trips, and I was, like, trying to live and trying to be free and stuff. But as far as,
for
like,
other
wanting...
reasons.
Yeah, and as far as, like, wanting to share it with the world and putting yourself out there, that's when it took a turn, and I was like, oh, no, like, I want to be true to me. I don't want to be, like, I saw myself in music a lot more when I was that age, and I thought to myself, like, I don't want to be a sellout.
Yeah.
I want to produce the music and art that I want to do and that I want to make.
Enjoy.
Yeah, and enjoy. And I don't care. I even don't care now. Like, I want to be financially stable in the lifestyle that I want to live, but I don't care about being rich. I don't care about being overly rich. Like,
or the material.
No, I want to be set up in a specific way. Like, if I'm honest with myself.
Yeah.
Like, I want to own a house.
Like
I want to own land.
We all do.
And things that we didn't grow up with. Like, we went from apartment to apartment.
Yeah.
Graham, Nanny, she owned a house, and that was, like, good, but I didn't see it as, like, I didn't see that path for myself in the same way that she had done it for herself in, like, the daycare, you know? She, like, did it through that. And so, yeah, I just want these things for myself, and I don't care about looking like a fool trying to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people are going to think you're a fool, while other people are like, you know what? I resonate with that. I feel what you're saying. Like, a lot of people have had people pass away, and it's changed their perspective of life. And
I was gonna say, like, your epiphany about that was because of the deaths and that whole situation. Mine was getting kicked out of school.
Oh yeah,
that kind of, because I still graduated, but that whole situation I had made me realize
like the legal troubles.
Yeah, it wasn't even with the legal troubles really. It was just getting kicked out of school. My friends I was working a full-time job my senior year.
Yeah.
Like, I was separated, so I started not caring. Like, I didn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
So it was cool. And then that's when we hiked.
Yeah.
And that's when we came up with all of this. That's when we, like,
Yeah, but we really came into it.
Yeah.
And had a plan.
Right.
And it's it starts as a rough plan and it starts refining itself. And we have to put in the work to refine it, and that's what we did that today. Breakfast this morning, it wasn't just breakfast. It was topics for today.
Yep.
It was improvements for future episodes, talking about the structure of it. Talking about planning the hikes.
Even doing that right there was process of getting better.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yep. It was one step. It was one piece of the puzzle. And you can't put if you neglect the border, you ain't gonna get the full puzzle.
Nope.
You have, and that, I guess you should think about it like this: the border is like the skeleton of your plan. It's your rough idea. Like, what did we say? We wanted to have a podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't while we were on the long trail, we didn't know that it was called the Adventure Brothers.
We didn't even know the mics we were gonna have.
No, none of it. We just had the gear to hike.
Yep.
And we got to a point where that was a skeleton, and we had the skeleton up, but now it's like we got to start throwing the meat on it. It's got to start function. It's got to start moving. Like, where's the ligaments?
Yeah.
This thing has to like move.
Which
on its
goes
own
back to our cooking method.
Yeah. It's time and temperature. You got to put in the heat. And what are we on now? 14 or 15?
15, dude.
15 episodes. 15 weeks of doing this. We only missed one technically because we recorded it, but it's.
Yeah.
That's our sorry episode.
Sorry.
Oh,
man.
We haven't seen Brandon in a little bit.
Oh, no, we haven't.
No. He works a lot, though.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true.
It's the grind.
Yeah.
He hit me up, though.
He did?
A couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's around.
Yep. Yeah, my dad's up from Florida. I don't know what that has to do much with what we just talked about, but it came in my head.
Yeah, he's up.
Yeah, he flew up. Yep.
His carry on.
Right. Yeah. And he's chilling in Burlington for a little bit. He doesn't do good in, like, I don't know, around certain people. And I don't know exactly who those people are, but just like back to old habits type thing.
Yeah.
Just old BS. I can see that too.
That's what I feel like. High school never, like, the high school feeling of seeing someone
Yep.
never leaves.
No, I agree with that. And you kind of have those same, like, either hang-ups with those people or like, yeah, because I know that it was a lot of fun this weekend hanging out with everybody that I used to hang out with daily.
Oh yeah.
But there is an aspect of, like, we just live different lives. We're different people.
Yep.
And I think that when you get older, you just realize that, I think people call it, like, being more tired. It's not, like, physically tired, like I have to sleep, but it's being drained so fast.
Yeah.
For being in the situation that you don't want to be in. It just, I don't know what it is about being an adult.
I think it's having your priorities
It just
straight.
drains you.
Yeah.
It just drains you. It's like, I can't keep this conversation up. I want to relax. You know what the biggest sign is, too? And I definitely have friends like this. If you can just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If you can just hang out and one person's doing one thing, like drawing, the other person's like on the computer or reading.
Dude, I didn't have any friends that could do that.
No?
Yeah, like, I mean, I did. Obviously, the few.
Yeah.
But, like, a lot of people can't.
No, a lot of people
it's
can't.
Their attention span. I mean, it's a
well,
lot of things, but
I find it, I mean, this is just my opinion. I think it's, like, personality and, like,
yeah.
It's, I don't know.
By default, like.
Well, yeah. It's just some people, like, some personalities when they get together, they, like, fuel each other and they, but some personalities get together and they both drain each other. When each individual from that, like, group could be with a different person and be, like, fueled and motivated. Back to high school, Derek, me and him, we hung out all the time. We didn't have to be, like, doing something, but we were always down to go do something, like, on a random ass adventure.
Hell yeah.
We got $3. Let's buy, we could either, yeah, I've said this before, but we could either have bought a bottle of water or a box of Cheez-Its. And we just went on an all-day hike. Or my buddy Kyle, we used to go hunting with each other. And when we were hunting, we wouldn't talk. Like, we would talk every occasionally, but we didn't have to. And we would just be very just, like, deliberate interactions,
Yeah.
walking in sync, giving hand signals, just shutting the fuck up.
Dude, that's like with Xbox, a friend that either talks the whole game or only does call outs.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. That's a really good way to put it. And when I'm doing randos on like Apex Legends, the new game that's out, I'm good at that game, by the way.
Yeah, you tell me.
Yeah, I'm dirty. Dude, yeah. I get so many invites.
Shit. Top Tiger.
Yeah, people, yeah, but, yeah, it goes with that. If I don't turn my mic on until somebody else is talking, and I feel out how they're talking.
I'm the same, yeah.
Yeah, because if like you said, if they talk the whole game, I'm trying to pay attention.
Yep.
If I'm playing a game like a competitive battle royale style game like that, I'm doing it for a pretty specific reason, and it's to get my mind sharp.
Ooh, yeah.
And I'm not trying to be your best friend while I'm playing. I'm literally trying to get my reflexes up, get my decision making down, do these things that.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, like tactics, bro.
Yeah, and
flank. You want to hear? Okay, you want to hear some tactics real quick? This is the tactic of the week. The flank. Okay, your attention. This happens with every single thing. Now, this is a military tactic, and I'm only saying it because, like, I believe that you should at least have something in the back of your mind prepared for like a warlike scenario, because we're young enough to where it's quite possible that. Yeah. We either become in a bigger conflict where
it's happened and we're
exactly yes, it's happened and the draft has happened.
Yeah,
in the last 100 years, the draft has happened twice.
Damn.
So
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, Vietnam, World War II.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you were. Yeah, if you're 18, my name is in that hat.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but yeah, the tactic of the week: flank. What does it mean to flank? It means to come at somebody's left or right or behind where their attention is not focused. In Apex Legends, a battle royale style game, you have 3 people to a team. If I have randos on my team that are not so good, I don't recommend this in war. But if the enemy is like focused on a single point, then you go around, and 9 times out of 10, you have more shots off before they can even turn.
Yeah. And
you end up winning that encounter.
Using your randos as bait.
A little bit, yeah. If when I do play randos, like with random people, for people that don't know what that means, but I have to feel out how these people are playing. Are they very passive? If I go down, are they going to try to revive me? If I start making these ideas and these decisions, and this is like a leadership thing too. You have to know your people who are under you or around you, not under you, but like your peers. And yeah, so if these people are not gonna pick me up, and I feel like I'm better than them, not in a pretentious way, but just skill wise, if they're like a lower level, they haven't been playing as long, I have to make sure that I am not the first person to go down. I have to make sure that when they encounter, I'm like a backup guy. It's a pretty fun game. I play it like maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Good. Half-hour increments.
Yeah, Micah.
Yep.
He's learned all that like in real life.
Right.
What you just explained type stuff. So he without even knowing speaks out loud while playing video games about that. So I kind of like learned.
That's cool.
I have him in the back of my head.
Nice. You guys game up together?
Yeah, sometimes.
He's got a 360?
He does, yeah. Or one.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, back in that era, when I was a kid, I wanted, so I grew up around video games. I've mentioned this before. The first console I got was an N64. Mom worked at Showtime.
Yeah.
She brought home a Nintendo 64 for me. You and Journey, it was awesome. You and Journey ruined it. You guys poured salt.
What the
a whole one of those big like canisters of salt. You poured it all throughout that system.
What?
And you know it was like the worst too? I got it to work except for the power button. Or no, it was like the reset button or something. But whatever wasn't working, it was like irreversible and the whole system was screwed. So yeah,
damn,
you guys ruined that.
That's
and
what
then
Mom was just telling me. Me and her together was not good.
No, no,
because we were like 2 minds that would just collide.
Well, you were
together.
You're considered Irish twins.
Yeah.
So you're very close in age.
Yeah.
Whereas like I'm a little bit older and Drea's way like a little bit younger.
Yeah.
So yeah, you guys were definitely like. What do you even call that? Like Hansel and Gretel? No, that's
no.
Yeah, definitely causing mischief.
Yeah.
I was causing mischief, but more on my own and more in like a neighborhood sense, really, I think.
Yeah. You had more leeway.
Yeah, I had more leeway for sure.
Yeah.
Just being the older one. And I knew that the privileges were going to come to me first. It was always like, I was literally like waiting for the day. I was like, when can I go like past the street? Like, when can I go?
Yeah, that stop sign.
And she said it. And it's like a movie. Like, if I'm to make a movie of my life, like this is the scene, like a medium frame, kids like back to the camera, looking up at the stop sign.
Yeah.
Looking back at the neighborhood,
Super
at everybody
bright.
playing. You guys were literally playing on the
God.
yard, and I'm looking back, and Chandler doesn't have the okay. Cielo doesn't have the okay.
Whoa.
You don't have the okay. I'm not friends with Sam yet.
Yeah, because he's past that.
Well, no.
Oh, yeah.
Well, just because I wasn't friends with him. I don't know
True.
what he was up to. But, yeah, and I look back at the neighborhood and all these kids, and I look past the stop sign, and I just go. And I'm in the woods for the rest of the day. And at that time, I thought those woods were so big.
Yeah,
I was climbing rock piles.
Right.
I was climbing everything. Every rock pile.
Dude,
I've been on every single rock pile.
Mom has literally said goodbye to us before we left to hike 272 miles.
And it picked us up.
State. Yeah, and pick us up. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah.
She gave you okay for that?
She did. Well, that's basically what it ties down to, is like me as a human being feeling independent enough and trusted enough by like my parents.
Yeah.
And both parents too. When I was in the woods with my dad, he didn't wait up.
Right.
You kept up.
Yeah.
Or you followed a light in the distance. Like, for real. Yeah, it was good. It was really good for me to learn. I never felt scared. I didn't have that. They say like role models, like be a role model rather than like, or practice what you preach thing, or like lead by example is the leading by example is exactly what I had down with like my dad. Like he would never saw him fearful, always tramping through the woods. Yeah. No trails, just keep going all day, 4 a.m. till sundown.
Alpha.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome that like we're capable of seeing that too.
Right.
Like within ourselves.
Yeah. And you gotta, no matter who your like parents are, I think that there's extreme examples with this, and I think that like there's exceptions to this, but not every parent has a like all good in them.
Yeah.
Or all bad. And you as like the kid, you have to decide what attributes you want to take on. And there's a certain amount of your genetics that will
play a role.
Yeah, play a role for sure. And for me, my dad can be pretty aggressive. He can have a very short fuse. And a lot of the way through middle school, that's how I was. But I got to a point where I recognized it, and it took a long time for me to actually like change, and it took a whole like transferring schools and being away from the people who knew me as that type of person in order to drop that from my personality. But I was able to, and now I'm if somebody meets me like post middle school, I'm one of the most like peaceful people for real.
Yeah.
Like I don't want confrontation. But the people who have seen me in situations like in a fight, they also know that I'm like I can go wild.
Yeah,
like
you have both worlds in you.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's definitely you have to balance out your genetics like consciously. Like,
and actively
for real. Because there are still points where that feeling in me, and if you're a guy, and if you've been told at any point in your life that you have like anger problems, or it doesn't even like you don't even have to have that. Sometimes there is a primal feeling when anger hits you. I don't even care what it's about, where you feel the need to break something. And
the aggression.
Well, it's like an itch. It's like an itch. Imagine the most intense itch on your leg and trying to stop yourself from itching it. It's like that level of intense.
Yeah.
Like I will break. Like I want to break something, and I've felt that way multiple times since middle school, and a couple times I definitely like I went over the edge.
Yeah.
And a couple times it was like with friends where we're both like heated. But I've never gotten to the point like in middle school where it would take me over right away. And I'd be like completely calm during this whole thing, even though I'm like beating somebody up, and then I would just No, I would look around and no teacher has like broken this up yet. So then I have to go tell the teacher. And I would tell the teacher just like calmly as can be. I got in like 4 or 5 fights in middle school, and each time the worst that I ever got was a 1-day suspension. And it was for the exact reason that I was so forward with why it started, what happened.
Yeah.
I was the one who told the teacher. Like, I would tell the teacher, and I'd be like, yo, you gotta go pick up Kevin over there. He's still on the ground. And I would go to the student support center. Like, I would bring myself to the office. I would bring myself to the principal, and I would be like, yo. And I'd just be like very just like calm. Just like, yo.
That's I did me and he's my friend now, but he was like talking shit to me in the hallway, and I shoved him in the locker, and that's all it was.
You didn't close it, you just shoved him into the locker.
Yeah, I was just like, we were walking
I just wanted
by.
to clarify that, because sometimes it can seem like
we were just walking by, and he always said, he called me like a stupid name or something, right? It was middle school, but I would call him stuff back, and then one day it turned into me shoving him in the locker, like just into it while I walked by him, hit his head. Teacher saw it, but because I like admitted to calling him names, and because I was like upfront about the past 2 weeks it's been happening type of deal, he got in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta be honest. I mean, all the time you gotta be honest, really.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it feels better, dude.
It does feel better, and I mean, yeah.
It's weird because I was the type of person to hear that and be like, no, like not agree with it. Now I'm the person saying it, and it's kind of like,
just like you see that change in yourself.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think that you should just, I don't know, you got to progress as a human. You got to figure out your downfalls and try to work on them.
Mm-hmm. Learn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap up right there. Call it a day. If you guys didn't know, if you want a little bit of hint into post-production, we'll stop recording right now, and then we'll record the intro and outro. That way we got it all fresh. We got the outro in mind.
You know what we talked about.
Yeah, plus if we had any like clarifications, we can hit them up in the intro outro. Yeah. Well, with that, I'll catch you next week.
Yeah.
Peace
out.
Hope that was a good episode for you all. We want to cover a couple things before you head out. If you would like to support the growth of this podcast, you can do so by spreading the word via word of mouth or social media. You could also rate the podcast via however you get the podcast. A couple of our sponsors, just to remind you, Morse Block Deli. If you're ever in Central Vermont, hit Barrie and go to Main Street. Morse Block Deli. It's across from the courthouse, if you know where that's at. Best food in town. We also got Madera Outdoor. If you'd like to get some springtime gear, I know in a lot of parts of the country, spring is already starting. For us, it's not quite there yet, but they got hammocks, tents, the whole nine. Check them out. Use our link in the show notes. And with that, have a good week. Peace.